Shabbat Shalom. This is Greene, Director of Education, coming to you from the Ramah office in Norwood, Massachusetts. I want to talk briefly about this week's Torah portion, which is actually the last Torah portion in the book of Genesis. In this Parsha, we see the final conclusion to the story of Jacob, his sons, Joseph and his brothers, where Jacob dies, and one of his final requests is to be buried back in his homeland of Canaan. And so his body's collected, and there's a whole mass procession bringing him up to the land of Canaan to be buried. And when this happens, Joseph's brothers start to get nervous and scared that although Joseph said that he forgave them and has given them land and really everything they could ask for, they start to fear that he only did this because Jacob was alive and out of respect to their father, or maybe out of fear of their father. And now that their father has passed away, they fear Joseph is going to turn on them. So they make up another lie, and they send messengers to Joseph saying, before our father died, he said that you need to essentially forgive your brothers for what they're doing. Now, from the text, it kind of seems like Joseph is aware that this is just another lie. And soon after he sees his brothers, he actually doesn't even confront the lie itself, but just makes sure they know that they are forgiven for what they did. He says that when you sold me into slavery and you lied to our father, there was evil intention at the time. You were intending to do something bad. But what you were actually doing was part of God's greater plan, a plan which involved me coming to Egypt so that I could ration food, so that I could save the people in Egypt along with our family, along with you, my brothers, my father. And he kind of forgives them and moves on. And I think it's really interesting to see kind of these two lies that the brothers tell and how Joseph responds to them. The first lie, the lie to the father about Joseph being killed when he was really just sold into slavery, and this second lie which they're telling. And a clear difference is in the second lie there's not necessarily any sort of evil intent behind the lie. They're really kind of just, they're emotional. Their father's just passed away, they're in a new land, and now they're afraid that they're going to lose everything, or that Joseph can get mad at them again. And so they say this lie not out of evil, but of kind of fear and confusion and a lot of emotions happening. And Joseph seems to recognize this situation and recognizes kind of the difficult times that his brothers are going through. And so doesn't get angry at them at all, and kind of just reassures them that yes, they are forgiven and that they haven't really actually done anything wrong. And from this, I think we can learn really the idea that when someone does something wrong or makes a mistake, that it's important to judge the whole context in which it happened. Are they lying because they're, because they want to steal something, because they're doing something bad, because they're jealous? Or are they lying because they're currently in a difficult situation, or an emotional situation, or a confusing time? And to recognize that, when it's the latter, to understand kind of the whole context and to treat the person in their situation. And in this case, it means recognizing that they weren't lying, they weren't necessarily trying to do another bad thing. They were kind of just trying to look out for themselves and their families. And so that's a key takeaway that I get from this week's Parsha. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their winter vacation,